Welcome to the video. This is week 22 and the day is Thursday, and I came last night to Scarborough. I stayed at Scarborough seafront, so free park up down there between the hours of 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. and not wanting to pay parking charges, etc. I've moved on, and I'm halfway between Scarborough and Bridlington. There's a little kind of lay-by that I'm parked up in, and today's a bit of a work day. I've got to get some school work done, and I'll watch some Olympics in the background as I do that. But what I thought I'd do is just show you my little setup here in the lay-by. So just an ordinary lay-by, as you can probably see, and I'm kind of tucked in at the side here. Maybe I should have pulled back over to that part there, but anyway, I'm here where I am, and I've got the solar panel out, charging up the Blue Yeti, which is just there. The engine of the van is running a little bit, so I'm trying to get some charge also into the EcoFlow, although I might give that up as a bit of a bad job, to be fair, and save the fuel. So, yeah. So we've got the EcoFlow is bringing in 62 watts, or the solar panel is, 61% charge. It was at 50, or the solar panel is, 61% charge. It was at 50% when I first parked up. It's got 1.7 hours to go to be full charged, so that's not too bad. Got the laptop out. It's not plugged into any power source just yet, but it will need to be sort of very soon. The EcoFlow was on 63% when I pulled up, and it's still on 63% now. I'm thinking I might just shut the engine down and stop that. It's like a foolhardy endeavour at the moment. And what I'll do is, once the EcoFlow's charged up, I'll swap the solar panel over. Once the Blue Yeti's charged up, I should say, I'll swap the solar panel over and charge the EcoFlow up instead. So yeah, there is a bit of noise from the traffic, but to be fair, no more noise than there would be down at Scarborough seafront. It's pretty busy down there, and I would have to pay, I think it's like £9 for the day, or £10 for the day or something to park, which I wasn't really prepared to pay. Given that I'm not really doing anything but work. So yeah, I'm going to dive into getting some work done. I've got some PowerPoints to create. I've got some online quizzes to create, etc. for my students. I've got a lot to do. Before I do that, I don't know how long I'm going to stay here in this particular lay-by, this spot, but actually I'm quite liking this spot. It's undisturbed from people. It's free. I'm getting solar. I've got plenty of provisions with me for food and drink, and I'm getting a good internet signal. So yeah, why would I move on anywhere else? Actually, now I'm thinking about it. Right, so I've moved on from that little spot. It's it's nearing 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I stayed long enough to have my lunch, get quite a lot of work done actually, and then I got really peed off because there was a chap, and I'll name the company, AD Roofing, a local roofing company, and they were in a tiny Ford Connect van, and they pulled up, dumped a load of rubbish, so fly tipping, and took off. They were just really quick about it. So obviously they've done this before. The driver stayed in the van, the guy in the passenger seat leaped out, grabbed it all out, just dragged it all out and dumped it and drove off, left it where it was. So yes, that's AD Roofing. I did phone 101 to report it to the police, but they weren't interested. They just said phone your local council, and to be honest with you, it's on the border of Scarborough and Bridlington. I don't know if it's in the realms of Scarborough, I don't know if it's in the realms of Bridlington. But I've reported things to Scarborough Council before regarding such matters, and they don't give us stuff. They really do not give one iota of a stuff. So I wasn't going to go through all that hassle of trying to report it just for nothing to happen. Do you know what I mean? It's just a waste of my time. So I'd rather just name and shame them here. AD Roofing. Now, if I would have been quick enough to write down their telephone number or grab a camera to take a photograph or video it, then I would have done. But unfortunately, I only really realised what was happening as they were just literally wheels spinning out of more or less, because I was busy and engrossed in my work on the laptop, you see. So yeah, that really wound me up. That did. What an a-hole he is. Anyway, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it, so I'm not going to stress too much about it. But it did wind me up. I've got to be honest. So where am I now? Ooh, well, I'm in the McDonald's car park in Brid. I drove down to a spot where I can normally get a parking spot that's free. It's opposite the Crown Greens bowling at the seafront. If you park opposite on the opposite side of the road, you've got to pay. If you park on the Crown Green bowling side, you don't have to pay. So I was hoping to get parked up there, but I couldn't get parked up there, so I had a little drive around to find a parking space, any parking space, and absolutely no chance in heck of getting a parking space anywhere. None. So I gave it up as a bad job. And I'm here in McDonald's car park now, pondering what I'm going to do next. I want to have a bit of a break from the computer screen and a break from work, so I don't want to find anywhere where I can just sit and work. It'd be nice to go out and maybe have a walk around somewhere, beach. I was hoping to go for a walk along the front, Scarborough, Bridlington front and whatnot, and just have a nosy in shops. I'm not buying anything. I'm absolutely brassic skint. So yeah, that's an interesting one. But anyway, the solar panel managed to charge my Blue Yeti up from, I think it was like 43% up to 92% in the time that I was there. And then it just, the weather took a turn. It was nice and sunny when I put the solar panel out. By the time I put it away, it's much like it is now, which is dull, grey, overcast. This really oppressive, kind of pressing feeling. Does anybody else get that, or is it just me? I know I've got my autism, and that comes with, to some greater or lesser degree, sensory processing issues. For me, I think that's lesser. It's not so bad for me, but yeah, it's definitely there. So that's what the said anyway. The psychologist that diagnosed me, he said, yeah, it's definitely sensory processing issues there, and I get a raging headache with this grey light right at the back of my eyes. So I'm looking for my sunglasses, and I'll be jiggered if I know where they are. I've got no idea. That's annoying. I'll find them in a minute. Hey, we're back. I think I was looking for my sunglasses last time I spoke to you. I've had quite a nice day. It's been all right today. Just chilled out a little bit. Went up to Filey Park because there's a chap up there, lives in his Land Rover, he's homeless. I've mentioned this in videos before. He's former ex-forces. I always go up there and have a little chat with him when I'm in the area, and make sure he's okay, see if he needs anything. And so I took him some fish and chips. No, I didn't take fish and chips, I took chips. I'm not that rich. I'm not rich at all. But anyway, so I took him some chips and we had a good natter and a gas sort of thing, like, you know. He was telling me that he's finding life a little bit difficult at the moment and struggling. But, you know, there's only so much you can do, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? To help. So I'm hoping that he was grateful for the chips and the conversation. So I spent a good couple of hours chatting to him. Spoke to my kids briefly on the phone. That was nice. Best part of my day, obviously. And then came over here. And yeah, I pulled up and I thought, oh my gosh, someone's lighting a fire behind me, sort of thing. What's going on? Yeah, and next door, this side had a really nice little barbecue set up. And they were barbecuing sausages and stuff, and they offered me one. They said, you know, would you like a burger, would you like a sausage? And I said, no, I'm all right, thanks. So I'd already eaten and I was a bit full and I didn't want to be greedy, so I declined, but grateful for the offer. And we got chatting. I put the chairs out around the barbecue, had a brew, cup of tea together, and, you know, just got talking. I don't know what the time is now. It's dark out, so I'm going to say it's 10 or after 10 or whatever. And then the heavens opened and we all got wet. So I just helped him pack away and come to the shelter of my little house on wheels. So yeah, so that's it really. That's what I've been doing, and I'm going to settle down now. I'm going to watch a bit of the NCIS. I'm getting into that now. I'm watching all from the very beginning, would you believe? I started off watching NCS Hawaii. That's how they say it, isn't it? Hawaii. It's not just Hawaii, it's Hawaii. I started watching all of that, and I'm up to date with all of those now. So I thought, do you know what? I want to double back. I want to watch all of the original NCIS. So we're season 1, episode 7 or 8. So yeah, it's going to take a few weeks or months to get through all of those from beginning to end. There is literally thousands of people in Scarborough at the moment, up and down this road. 90% of them are all cars. They're all here for some sort of rock festival that's happening at the outdoor theatre, if that's what it's called, down the road. It's rammed. All the pubs and all the clubs and all the bars and stuff are rammed, which is fine. Don't bother me because I don't go in them. And it's good for local economy as well, so that's all good. Local boy racers are out in the mix as well, smoking. Well, you know, I'm gonna say what they're smoking because you can tell by the smell, but there you go, I'll leave it at that. And drinking, and you know, and basically misbehaving, shall we say. We'll just leave it as misbehaving. But they tend to not be out all night, to be fair. And I'm not sure, because of the volume of traffic on this road this evening, and the volume is huge. They're just cars, you can hear them going past, can't you? I hope that on the video. Just constantly. I don't think they're going to be screaming up and down the road at 100 miles an hour or whatever, like they normally do. I don't think they're going to have the opportunity to. So that's a good thing, right? I think it's actually stopped raining now. It's just spitting a little bit. Yeah. But I've got a nice little breeze coming through now. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it at that for now. And if anything exciting happens overnight, I'll bring you back. I don't think it will, though. Well, last night we sat around the campfire and it absolutely opened up with rain. Last night, the heavens opened up with rain. And we all kind of retired for cover and warmth of our vans. And today, can you see outside? It is quite spectacular. Unbelievable. There was a rock festival at the open air theatre last night, and traffic up and down this road was constant all the way through the night. Don't quite know why. But it was just absolutely mad. But it did keep the boy races down to a minimum, which was good. Although, you know, not good to know that those young lads and young lasses were out smoking drugs and drinking and then driving, and they thought for some reason that was okay and acceptable to do. I still think that that behaviour is going to result in a fatality on this road at some point. And I do know, or I do feel that then van lifers would get the blame, as it seems we always do down here. The reality of the situation is that councils and governments are just going to have to suck it up and accept the fact that people live in vehicles because they can't afford to live in houses. It's as simple as that. And if they want to do something about it, they've got to provide alternative provision. But van life is not going away anywhere. It really, truthfully is not. People will continue to van life down here, even if they say we can't. Because many people just don't have the option to do anything else other than that, to be fair. So yeah, so that's where we're at with that. I don't want to dwell on it too much. But yeah, the couple I was chatting to last night were really nice. A chap, his wife and his son. And yeah, it was good. It was good fun. Until the rain happened. But they've gone now. They had to go and let the gas man in apparently for some work to be done on the house. They live in Hornsey, just down the road. So you don't have to travel far from your house to get a break and to get out and have an adventure. I thought that was a good example of that, which is lovely to see. You can hear the traffic is still very busy this morning, this road. It doesn't usually get going until a little bit later on, to be fair, the traffic. It's about 7 AM now. Didn't usually get going till about 8:30 down here. Not you know, to the extent it is now. But yeah, busy times at the moment. The sea is looking splendiferous. It's looking very inviting. Although, no, I'm not going in there. I don't know if you could see it. I just held you up and waved you around outside the van. Just held the selfie stick up outside the door. So I don't know what you got to see there. But yeah, as splendiferous and as lovely and inviting as it looks, it's going to be very, very, very cold. And it's not my cup of tea, that. I like to wake up more gradually. And not with an instant dose of pneumonia. Right, breakfast time. Not sure what I'm going to have today. I'm not sure if I'm going to fry up some bacon. I've got some of that needs eating. I've got some eggs that need eating. So I might cook those up and have a egg and bacon butty, and save my Rice Krispies for another day. Rice Krispies don't tend to go off very quickly. So okay, I'll bring you back when I've had breakfast. Well, breakfast is done. Egg and bacon sarnie. Yum yum yum. Yeah, the weather's good today. It's not too hot, it's not too cold. I like it like that. I don't like it too hot. And I certainly don't like it too cold. Bought a new blanket yesterday because last night it did drop really cold and I had a suspicion I was going to be quite cold. And I bought this. It's a teddy blanket. It's a teddy blanket with a difference. It's heated. So I can plug that into the EcoFlow or the Bluetti and, you know, get a bit warmer if needs be. So I've wanted one of them for ages, since ever I started camper vanning and car camping and all that sort of stuff. That's something I've always wanted. I had one that I still have one that's a bed warmer. It goes on the bed under your sheet, and it just warms the bed up for when you get in and stuff, you know, and that's okay. But then, you know, you still got to pile loads of duvets on top and stuff to keep warm. So you know, to trap that heat in that's rising up from that bed warmer, and it works okay. It works all right. And I find that if you lie in one spot too long with the bed warmer, you can get too warm. You can actually, if it's on a high setting, you can actually burn your bum. Not literally, but you know, it feels like it. And I found it quite amusing. I actually read the instructions this morning that came with the blanket, and I had to laugh. All the things you cannot do or should not do with a blanket, and it's there, look. 2 A4 sheets. There are 33 rules of things you cannot and should not do with the blanket. And do you know something? Like a typical bloke, I'm not going to bother with it. You know, because it is what it is, essentially. But yeah, so I put it on last night. I didn't actually switch. Well, I did switch it on for a brief moment, and I realised, oh my god, it takes up far more power than I thought it would do. In all seriousness, I was expecting it to be about the same as the bed warmer, because they're the same thing essentially, aren't they? I was expecting it to be the same, but the bed warmer would take about 26 watts on its lowest setting, which is what I usually have it on, and that will run all night long on the 600 watt Bluetti. This, on its lowest setting, looks to be taking around 80 watts. So, you know, almost 4 times as much, certainly 3 times as much. And it's just like, goodness me, that's a significant difference. So, yeah, I was disappointed with that. So, I used it last night anyway, just as a blanket. And as a blanket, oh, it was toasty warm without even being switched on. The other thing I thought was kind of weird was I plugged it in last night and I realised how much wattage it took. So I switched it off. I didn't need it on anyway, but I switched it off. And even after being switched off on the controller, on the button, on the cord, Bluetti was still showing, it's still taking 5 watts, and it wasn't even powered up. So yeah, that's kind of weird. So watch out with those, is what I would say. I know winter is just around the corner. I know we're still enjoying summer, right? But anyway, winter's just around the corner. It's not too far away. And you're looking for things to keep you warm, which is why I bought that now. Because last time I tried to get one, everything they'd all sold out real quick. So just be careful with its power consumption, is what I would say. But will I use it? Yeah, of course I will. Will I plug it in, switch it on? Yeah, of course I will. That's why I bought it, right? And I'll just whack it into the EcoFlow, EcoFlow, 1800 watts, and it should still run all night long. But then, you know, you're going to drain the EcoFlow more frequently and more quickly if you do that. Now, to be fair, I don't like to be too hot. I like to be comfortable but not too hot. So I would probably always have it on its lowest setting anyway, and I would probably never have it on all night long. I would be switching it off at, you know, early doors through the evening. But it is what it is. But yeah, it's so comfy and warm even if you don't switch it on. Right, so I am gonna find a spot to do some more schoolwork today. I know it's the school holidays, right? But teachers don't get the whole school holidays off. That's a misnomer. We just don't. We've got to prepare and get everything ready for students coming back to, you know, pick up their education, and everything's got to be in place. So yeah, so I'm gonna have to find a spot to go work in. I might even see how much it's going to cost me to park all day here, see if the prices have gone up since last time I was here. I think it was like £9 or something for the full day parking. And I might just turn my van around because I'm parked horizontally across 2 or 3 bays, just like every other camper van here. I might just turn it around to park into one bay and just spend the day here with a view of the ocean. Yeah, I might do that. I'll bring you back. Right, and we're back again. I'm at the famous, well, not famous, but infamous spot here in Scarborough at Caton Bay. It's where lots of people do come to free camp. It looks mostly that it's all cars here today. There's lots of day visitors and day trippers to the beach, which is just over there. You can't see it from here, and neither can I. But that's okay, I don't mind so much. And I pulled up, I've thrown the solar panel up on the roof. I want to do that, in case you're interested. I'll put the EcoFlow on the countertop. It's very heavy, so I'm always weary about that, making sure I don't put it on the glass. Throw the solar panel up on the roof, and we can see that the solar panel, I don't know if you can see it actually, let me give you a bit closer if I can. But the solar panel's pulling in around about 32 watts-ish. It's at 97% charge, and it should take about an hour to get the last 3% or so. So there are upsides and downsides to having a big power bank like that. Okay, the upside is, of course, it's going to last you a while. More power hungry items, such as I've got a microwave, I've got an air fryer, I've got a kettle. My 600 watt Bluetti will power those things because it's got some sort of function that says power lifting or something, where it'll do some, I don't know what it does, but it enables it to power the higher voltage, higher wattage items. But it will definitely not power the kettle, the electric kettle. There's no chance it would do that. But it will run out, or it will deplete very, very quickly, so you'll be constantly charging it. So I keep that one to one side, and I just try to use that only for my phone, my iPad and my laptop. Okay, the 600 watt Bluetti. And then I use the EcoFlow for everything else. Between the two, they tend to last me a few days, 2-3 days, before they get to the stage of being almost depleted and run out completely. So I've got some options. I can plug them in, well, I'll come back to this one, but I can plug them into the 12 volt power supply and charge them up that way. I can throw the solar panel out, I can charge them that way. Or I could just plug them into a wall socket if there's one available, charge it that way. And I've made videos about me doing that before, where I've put them into a shopping bag, I've taken them into McDonald's or Costa or whatever, and I've plugged them in under the table whilst I'm enjoying a cup of coffee, and I've managed to charge them up for free. And I do that from time to time. So charging them up isn't a massive problem, if I'm being honest. It's not a bigger problem as I thought it would be initially when I started out on this lifestyle. I thought that would be a big bugbear, but it's not as much. It may well change in winter when I can't, well, I can throw the solar panel out, but it won't do me any good for obvious reasons. So yeah, I shall be trying to charge them up on the 3-pin plug as much as possible then. So I'll be visiting or frequenting McDonald's and such a little bit more often. When I used to go in there, I used to order food every time, and now I just order a coffee because, you know, not good. So I just order a coffee when I go in there, and I charge up, you know, over a slowly drunk cup of coffee. So what's in store for the rest of today? Not much really. The reason I'm making these videos is for 2 reasons, just in case you just dropped in on this one particular video. The first reason is because it's a recollection. It's for me to recall my own a few months living in a van, or, you know, however long it's going to be, for you guys to get an idea of, you know, various things. So you may watch 20 minutes of the video, and then 30 seconds of it you might get, oh, okay, I didn't think of that. That's a good idea. Do you know what I mean? So do stay tuned all the way through to the end, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe as well. That's super important as we go. But this is Friday. This is the last day of, so to speak, of week 22 of full-time van life. Da da da. I can't imagine there's going to be a great deal more of anything exciting that's going to happen. My plan for today is, and I was doing some schoolwork and I just couldn't concentrate. My eyes were nodding, I was nodding. I was so relaxed. So I just shut down the laptop, and I'm going to reopen it again later to try and do some schoolwork later. I've got to get it done. We're reaching, or rather I'm running out of time to do it. I'm going to do it later when I'm feeling a little bit more focused, a little bit more invigorated, and so on and so forth. So that's it for today. It may well be the end of the video, because I don't think anything exciting is going to happen the rest of the day. Okay, so yeah, guys, if you watch these videos and you are happy with what you're seeing, please do like, comment and subscribe. These videos are not designed to be action-packed. They're not. It's giving you a realistic look into what van life actually is all about, and the things that go on in van life, really. They're not designed to be action-packed. You know, look at this, look at that. Oh, let's go and tour this part of the country and tour that part of the country. Because let's be honest, who's got the money to do that? Not me. And I work full-time as well. So these people who come out as full-time YouTubers and say they don't earn a lot of money, and yet they're able to tour the whole of England or the whole of Europe, when they say they don't earn that much money, I think either they're correct and they're, you know, really stretching things very thinly, or they're living on their savings, or they've got other incomes going on, or, you know, going on in the background aside from YouTube. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, don't get sucked into it all. Enjoy the videos. I love the videos when they go touring and stuff. It's brilliant. But there's another side to it, a financial side to it. And yes, some people, the successful YouTubers, do earn a bit of money. You know, and there's many people that don't, on YouTube, that don't earn that much money. I don't earn any money because I've only got 99 subscribers. So please like, comment and subscribe. Okay, and I don't have enough watch hours, no, that sort of stuff. So I'm years away from any of that. And even if I wasn't, I would continue teaching anyway. Teaching will always be my main income. But you never know, I might make a couple of quid on YouTube at some point. But I am, like I said, I'm years away from getting anything close to that. Okay guys, please do take good care, and if anything happens, I'll bring you back. If not, I'll see you in the next one.